Okay, so we have live online Sister Tanya Stephens, and we're going to talk specifically about the acoustic show, and we're also going to talk about the upcoming album. So we want to welcome you, Tanya, to the Bridge FM, and we're a little late, so let us apologize for that. But we promise you we're not going to ask fluff question like, how long have you been in the business and all of them things the way. We know saying in another mood for that quite right now. I will not go put you through that. So welcome my sister to the Bridge 99 FM.
I always pleasure that anyway you're there, You got yourself long to see you. And yeah, always a pleasure. But you don't have to apologize to Lou because me didn't get really annoyed with the news I met too.
Yes. Yes, you understand. You know this long enough to understand where we are going through. So you know that we're streaming live to the Tri-State. So we're welcoming listeners and viewers of Radio Irie Jam Radio. And of course, the host of the Corporate Hour, Beauregard, is also here with us. So he will also be fielding questions to you, all right?
Blessed love, Sister Tanya.
All right. All right. So, we didn't really want to ask you how long you know business and all them things that's still
I don't know. Too long maybe. Too long.
All right. You start off, Beauregard.
Oh, well, good afternoon once again, Tanya Stephens. Thank you for making this interview possible, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I've always admired your personality. You're very down-to-earth and article, and can I call you a rude girl? Because that's the vibes that I get. You're very straightforward, even with the songs that you first came onto the scene with, you're not ready for this yet. Couldn't angle the ride. It's basically, I tell them on them, say you're here, and you're here for give them the back talk. Tell us about when you first entered the business. What was that like, just coming into the business of reggae and dancehall?
Well, when I came, we had not very many females, and just me was Lady Saw. No one was challenging the men. First in a different way, and we were still being in a box and still limited with a lot of walls and fences. Like no, when me love to see this, all of the girls them just step out and just be themselves,
exactly.
And it's great.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
When me just come, everything you say, I find a problem, and so it was challenge, but it was one that I welcome because I really love it. I love to stand up to the system, to establishment, to the status quo. I love to challenge them back. So that's what that's what I drive actually.
Right. What is another question I would love to ask before we get right inside of what's happening right now? As someone who does what I do, I know that perhaps 15 years ago, my mission was a little different. Still the same person, but it kind of shift little to Wagwan now. Do you find that is the same with you? Because when you were much younger, you'd get to the man them straight. Because that was what was happening. Now I'm realizing that, from ever since you were always doing social commentary from day one, and I know that won't stop. But has your mission shifted any at all based on your own growth and maturity and or what is happening now?
My mission has changed at all, but my methods have changed. My messaging has changed. I still work on personal relationships. I still care much about the masses. That's where I'm from. Make poor people picnic, me grew in one room, and I can't forget that. I have one amnesia. I don't have no selective memory loss. And so I speak from the space where me represent, where me come from, where feel like me. And nothing can change that. Money will make us just pay for things to change me. And so that will always be my mission, to create a better space for baby me, for child me, teenager me, for young adult me. It's all about me really, and I am the masses.
Yes.
So that domestic mission can't change.
Yeah.
But the message and the message changed.
Right, I hear you loud and clear. And you have always been a voice, not necessarily of the voiceless, because there are people out there who have a voice, but everybody else's voice are trying to overshadow for them. And you are the one who always I say, even though you might not agree with them there, you are the sister who always I say, Virgin, brave enough. I can tell you that oh why me love you. Brave enough who whether you believe in what them a do or not, you're brave enough to say, yo, allow the people them. What do
Yeah.
you?
Because you so I'm very very scared right now. To be honest with you, socially, I'm extremely scared because a lot of people who spend decades successfully pretending to be smart are now showing themselves to be idiots. And right now, people who defend freedom of speech are now killing it. I think freedom of speech means allowing somebody to say freedom of speech, allowing every view to contend, and then makes the best sense will flow to the top if sense, like we say we do. So we shouldn't, if we as we say we are, we shouldn't be afraid of the idiot talk because the idiot are gonna prove themselves to be idiot as soon as them open their mouth. But what has happening over the last maybe decade or more is that freedom of speech has been taking a direct beating. The people are supposed to be academia, was supposed to be the intelligentsia, and me scared, really scared because if the smart people are fool, what are them?
If the smart people them fool walk on to the idiot them. Look here. A big question that and it also tells us how programming can be so dangerous to not just society but to individual intellect. Because a lot of them smart people that walk on like idiot is programming cause that.
Yes. And I feel sorry. I know sometimes when we talk, it's easy to interpret it as and anger, a passion. And people say, well, passion can be misinterpreted. But I don't have a set of people where me would say, me opposed to, me feel sorry for most people, me not agree with, because something where me see what be destructive to them. Me don't want them to be destroyed by their own ignorance.
Yeah.
More than like them to come knowledge, and if I have that knowledge, I want to share. If me not have it more, somebody give it to me. Me no want to destroy by my own ignorance either.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, information we want, we need for share knowledge, need for share information, and the fact that information is being outlawed, me can't stop saying it. It has scared me.
Yes.
Like we are outlaw sharing of information, we are censor and lies and penalize and we are cancel people for disagreeing with we. What are we trying to create?
Yes. And it is
True.
what is frightening is that it is not just a norm, but it is also now institutionalized, which is very
Yes, and it is sponsored by governments across the globe.
yes I
It's scary to be alive. I don't know that this is a scariest time to be alive. But to my knowledge, all the times that I've experienced in my year, and these are the worst time I've ever experienced. This is the worst time. At least in other times when we disagree with each other, we said it.
yeah
No, we cannot. We,
yeah
we, we don't have the right anymore to voice our position. And we live in a one time when men are one political person as far as being allied to any politics. Even when we did ally to party, me not ally to them like conditionally because nobody has that from me. Nobody. If you do something wrong, I don't care if your daughter, my mother, my father, my son, my husband. I don't care. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Now we that we don't even have opposition. We don't even have an opposition representing us. So this is one really, really scary time. And when we say opposition, we don't mean Jamaica alone, we mean the world.
true
We don't have opposition represent. We know everybody
absolutely
come up and argument us now.
even and this whole COVID thing showed it up even more clearly. I mean that was frightening. How dare
Was
you
this
have a different view?
it still has threatened me because it not gone nowhere.
It no, look
It get
here.
covert now. It's more covert, but it's more forceful now.
Yes.
Because even when I move the mandates, I just dropped my niece at school this morning. Iona, St. Mary. What I do? I dropped my niece at school this morning. The mask mandates have been listed have been lifted. And she turned back for come get a mask. Because
Yeah.
then let you the gate without a mask. What you need a mask for?
Yep. Yep. And it is obvious that, I mean, if you're asking questions on the internet, or depending on certain social media forums, if you're asking certain questions, legitimate questions, it is okay, for you to be blocked.
Yeah, well, I can tell you from experience. I've been warned about 50 at times by Instagram and Facebook. If you continue to do this, we're going to remove your account. Even when I share from websites like WHO, NIH, I share things from the CDC. How am I being cautioned,
Hmm.
misinformation when I copy things, when I literally highlight and copy things from sites?
Yeah.
When
Scary
I see something
times.
wrong,
We're going to move on, Tanya, but I'd love you to comment on this, because what actually frightens me also is that you mentioned the intellects, and if them's a fool, we that for do. But you know what also scares me? There are some of us who have experienced being isolated and discriminated against. So we know how that feels. And sometimes it is those very people who are now leading the charge to discriminate and isolate.
Hmm.
and me know so we're not dwell on this, but me just want quick list. People know me for activism. Me loud, my me no hide and talk. Me no put my mouth on my back broad. And when people when me stand up beside me, when we start on behalf of the LGBT community in Jamaica, not wicked enough. Enough people drop me. And when we see LGBT people on social media, I say people when I get juke nothing let in a hospital. Me
All
just want
right.
to go back and tell every word when me ever talk on behalf. Me just ooh, child, calm down, my man.
Yes, I rest my case. I rest my case. We're going to. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now that is scary. It means say it nah done. It nah go done. When it a go done, if it goes. So anyway, we're going to talk about your album soon. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a little break, and then we're coming right forward to the album. We have Tanya Stephens live on Zoom, and we're really here to talk about. What we're here for talk about, what we're here for talk about, but really and truly, we're also here to talk about her upcoming show and her upcoming album, and we have a track from this upcoming album that we'd really love to share. Tanya, is there anything that we need to know that you think you could share with us about your upcoming album?
Well, it is the first major release that I've had in a couple of years. 2006 was the last major release. Since then, I gave away an album for free. I did another one just when people cuss and say, I put out a song, I'm doing, and I'm just. This is the first time I've teamed up with, for example, a label, Tad's Records doing it. Me and Tad's work together to make this one. It represents, I think, ultimately me. It's not just about the messages I want to share. It's about me and my happiness too, because I have some collaborations on it that really like Big Youth. The little girl in me a scream right now
Yeah.
because you never know me that grew up have a record with this. Me never do a record with Nadie Sutherland. Me used to see her panty when me a little pick me. Me used to say, yo, she look like me. She have keyno, she giggle a lot. She look more like me than a pick me. Them will look mixed and white. And me like her for that. Me they love her for that. And then me grew up and me know her and she turned my friend and we have one record together now. This is about Tanya.
Beautiful.
You know, everything about me, my issues and also my comfort and my loves.
Okay. Beauregard? Hello? Is Beauregard not there? Okay.
They're not hearing me?
Yeah, okay, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was asking that everything is in this album, then all the topics are covered, all the personal stuff. What can we expect?
Well, everything can fit in any one album. And if you know me, you know me chat enough. Definitely me
Yes.
can't fit in one album. But I try to fit as wide a variety of stuff as possible. And I think people, and one thing I would ask people to not do, not compare to gangsters and revolution. I made some already. I don't make them again. Don't tell me it's not the
Mm.
same. I know I deliberately did that. I don't want to repeat. an album. You know, what I am right now. And them merit. I think it represents me and I'm proud of it and I love it. Mrs. Junior's expressed that enough.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
happy that you said that because perhaps that's kind of where I wanted to go with the question about the mission. Because I've seen you in various moods, and although those moods not gone nowhere, but on record, it has been recorded. We know how you feel about certain things. I am particularly interested in the track Diamonds in the Sun. And I think we're at a stage here now, Tanya, not just as the world, but as Jamaicans. I think there are certain topics that Jamaicans need to be having, conversations that we need to be having that we're not having. And it will take someone like you to bring these conversations up. And I think that's what is happening with Diamonds in the Sun. We're bringing up a conversation about our inner child. We don't talk about them things. We just bond this and bond that and bond that. But do we really talk about things that will make us move from point A to point B? So, Diamonds in the Sun. The first question I want to ask you: why you three queens?
Well, I could never anticipate that this would ever happen in America. So me and Diana talk about doing music together for years. And it just never happened because we both who do things we like things for us naturally. Um Me and Cedella, we never even think. I see that coming. We end up becoming kind of virgins through her assistant, Mishwa. And she say, you want to do some backup if me don't want her to sing no backup on the album. Me say sing backup on which album? If you come on the album, you have to sing lead. And she said, all right, and I'm like, you lie. You go sing on the album. And like, this would have to be the song. What expressing? No, me I don't want Marley PRC. Make us get the straight off the bat. Me no represent me no know enough about them to represent them either. I'm not a fanatic or a cheerleader. I just want to get that out of the way because people have a way for diminish style things. I mean, I like that. I'm a person when it comes to that. But Cedella is somebody will do a lot of work. She do a lot of work behind the scenes. The kind of person who forward on the credit. She no come forward. She no, if you notice her up on the red carpet now, she rub shoulder. She no do no networking or nothing like that. Some people that say, well, she name, she not have to. But the fact is, if she don't look, she would.
Yeah,
She just does the work behind the scenes. When me see her take up the reggae girls,
yeah, yeah.
me the think she me think her chip lick. Me say, all right, I eat this. She just have too much money and she don't know what to do with herself. A case where nobody wouldn't take it out. Nobody else did. When me see what she them, they say, right, you know what make me look on a girl again because I missed.
Yeah.
I'm a big woman. When I do that, I have no problem. I say, what I say, me see the work what she do with girls, what she do for women, the kind of environment where she try to create and the empowerment where she try to create. And I say, well, this is what I work towards. Same thing with me, I want to not for the same thing. For me to recognize it and respect it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the about three different powerhouses in our own lane, in our own right, with own strengths. So I thought it was fitting. Well, you know, since that Diana declared that she going to her top surgery and stuff, and it's King, formerly Diana. Makes no difference. Our experiences with God, they don't change. Are the same person when they go through all of the same things. When we go through, we have the similar experiences,
Yeah.
feel the similar and the similar change.
Mm-hmm.
So for put the trail upon a record that I can't, to be honest with you, none of it leaves it happen. And every time I listen to it, I get goosebumps, me
Yeah.
cry, me just overwhelmed with emotions. Me know what it is what we want to achieve. Me know the conversation we try to spark and what we try to further. We didn't start the conversation. I came and started working done by a whole heap of women before me and men.
Yeah.
Me could acknowledge that fight us. And me add my currency to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am doing. And that's what we're continuing to do. And that's what we hope the song facilitates. More conversation and more activism. We want people to come on board because we can't change this unless everybody get involved. It's not a Tanya Stephens thing. It's not a Diana King thing. It's not a King thing. It's not a Cedella thing. It's us. We want change. Jamaica there right now. Everybody will tell me, say them like this. What going on with the women and girls? Anybody will tell me this is a mass money and if you check in as someone.
Yeah. Who wrote the song?
I did.
I figured so. But it's so relatable. That's what I love with it. I thought to myself, well, Tanya is the writer, and quite likely it was she who wrote this song. But we who listen, we feel like we also helped to write this song. Our experiences helped to write this song.
That's the thing. This is it. This is why I make me try all the time make it clear. So this is not a Tanya Stephens. Because even though I pen the words, I'm talk about my experience, I have no experience that is unique to me. No, not one. Maybe my culture and experiences make me, but even me meet multitudes of people, just women either, who experience the same things that I do. So when we do this, we're hoping that no my personal hope is that this song will serve a beacon because we want we want people to come to help or go to help because it does to be me. Now, let me tell you, Elise, I have a group of therapists led by Dr. Patrick Charles who they volunteered their services to help people like me. I am a survivor of sexual violence. I'm a two-time survivor of sexual violence. I've been talking about this for years, and people tell me, "Oh, I'm tired for you to talk about this." Well, change the environment, and I will stop.
Yeah.
One, me usually cuss it enough, but one day me get up and me just start appeal for instead. And me say, may I call some therapists? Come out and help us. People talk to me in my DMs, in my private message, in market, anywhere people go, and them have a story like that, them tell me. People tell me in my ears.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I not help them because I am not a professional and I might do more harm than good. So, you have people like life, them work, them not good typically fitting the amount of work what we have to do in a Jamaica. And so I always them are gonna try to do as much as many of them can. But when Patrice say, you know what, baby girl, you can't carry that weight by yourself,
Yeah.
and step up, and then some other therapists come in and like, yo, we got this,
Yeah.
and just pick up and start run with it. And it is not a Tanya Stephens thing because I'm not even present in the sessions. They have virtual sessions going on with survivors, and they've themselves into groups and survivors go into different groups and share experiences and get the help of professionals, which I'm not one. I want to help, but sometimes when people come to me, I have to tell them repeatedly, I say this. The reason why I tend to try to usher you to a professional is because I am not one, and anything I say can probably exacerbate what I already feel and going through.
Yeah.
I am clumsy because I am emotional. I'm abundance because I have experience. So tell me your experience, and I relive it with you, and I identify with every single sound that you share. Everything that comes out of my mouth will be self-defense. Everything that comes out of my mouth might be vengeance, it might be violent.
Yeah.
That is not what you need.
Right.
You need a person who can actually bridge you. Well, with upon bridge, see when you want to bridge you back to normal. We'll bridge you back to safety, to emotional and psychological safety. I am not that person. So my big up Patrice Charles, my big up Sonia. Listen, I don't want to call out names because every time I do work with people and I don't want to be grateful to every single individual and none is more special. And make it clear, and I want to do the same thing. Group of therapists, we are in trauma, we're not formal, we're registered now, we're not NGO, we don't have no funding, have nothing, just humans helping each other to get through this together. So
Beautiful.
people, mail to endtrauma@gmail.com. Please, if you're a survivor who needs to talk to somebody, mail to endtrauma@gmail.com. And if you are a mental health professional or practitioner in any capacity, and you want to give services, because believe me, we will never have enough people to help. It's a whole heap of way out there. I say we became man, and I'm in the groups too.
Tanya, let's move on a little bit because you're going vex because we don't talk about acoustic live. But besides that, though, let us talk about the song that you're actually really talking about, because I don't think it's fair to those listening if they've never heard the song. So let us talk a little bit about the song Diamonds in the Sun and why it is that you are speaking so much about healing.
Yeah. Well, Diamonds in the Sun is me speaking from a place where I've already started my healing journey. And I would like to facilitate healing. And Dr. Charles and other doctors are helping to do that. Um, I did this song out of just expressing my own, my own, I don't know if it's strength or if it's resilience or whatever it is, me get up and say, you know what, this cannot be I've been doing it for decades, by the way. Because the first encounter I had that really touched me, I was 17 years old. 17 years old. And the reactions have been mixed when I talk about them publicly. Because I have some people beat me up, and say, if I not call him, that means it not never happened to me. I want it. And me must say I left him out if I go do other people. Me not call him because I not boss now.
You,
Me not boss no guy. So me not me gonna make a guy remain in a them obsolete condition with them in a make I remain anonymous, because me have them no strength and me not give them no notoriety. Me, them know who them be, and then firm every time me, because me have a angle with a sharp blade on it, and any moment when me draw it, them know who them be. Me know them be. Anybody else who want know is a gossip.
yeah.
Me no deal with that. So you see the song is a call to arms. The song is a call to healing for people like me been through this. We're resilient. This is not the end of us. This is not all of us. This is a fraction. This is something that happened to us. We are much more than this.
Yes.
And we can get up from and go and have one time. Then do that to me, my boss, I'm world famous now. No matter how you hear people talk to me or about me, don't get it twisted. I'm world famous. We know this. I may have a lot. Not just musically. May achieve a lot. Socially, may achieve a lot. Economically, may achieve a lot. As a human, as a commercial entity, as a musician, in every way, I am a successful person. If I can do this, I stand up. This is not bragging. This is just acknowledgement of facts.
Yeah.
If I can do it, coming from out of one room, coming from Bush, Zaniel, Richmond, St. Mary, Barks River, if me do this, so can you.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. We are all diamonds in the sun. We're going to shine regardless of what happens to us. Look, one diamond, it start out life and rough, and a pressure make it reach to which part the gleam and full of words. So just come out and don't make no guy diminish you. Don't make no girl diminish either. Because don't get it twisted, and no woman alone this happens to men too.
Right. Let's quickly get this in. Acoustic Live is on Thursday. That's this Thursday, the 28th of April. It's at the Bamboo Splash Lawn. That's 90 Barbican Road. But, Beauregard, I don't want you to think I'm hugging it, but I just want, there's certain points that, the woman thing. And,
Yes, man.
and you know, there's something that you need to know, Tanya. You see, although the message might be a little specific where you are concerned, I listened and I related to what I have been through, not necessarily what you have been through, because all of us have that inner child that bawling for whatever reason, still bawling, and we still not having that conversation about the little picnic. We're still a bawling, man.
We don't acknowledge it at all. We don't acknowledge children. We're children now, much less the children we used to. I think most of us think of a space of fear and a space of shame and guilt. So we keep enabling and protecting the perpetrators because we don't want to face the things that we ourselves been through.
Yes.
And if we ever bring the justice, our face for we in child too, and that dangerous. So we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, feel in a child and come join me, because it's only rough temporarily. Once you start dealing with it, it gets easier and easier every day. And we do that too.
Absolutely. Well, we is now 12:49 and a half, and we don't want to disturb Nikki Z in a child. You understand me? Because Nikki Z coming up right now, I will still want our listeners to get a taste of that song. So let us give them a taste of that song. And Beauregard, this is me hugging it this time is a woman thing.
No problem.
Just give them a taste, Vaughn. Just a taste as Nikki Z comes in.
Yeah.